Hey everyone, Jim from ISL Online, and we are going to go through the many ways we can connect to a computer from both the operator or client side. So let's start off with the standard method, which is click Start New Session in ISL Lite, right-click on the code and click Copy URL, send this link over to the client and tell them to click it, download the file, open it, click Join, and I'm connected. I can move stuff around. But hey, Jim, what if I'm on the phone with a customer? I can't make him type out this entire link. Well, here's how to connect to the customer using a session code. The remote side can just go to islonline.com and click Join a Session, type out the session code provided to them, and click Join. Now let me just stop here for a moment and mention that one of the things on offer is a bit of code found in our manual under Integrations, and don't worry, it's a lot more straightforward than it looks, and also live chat's here to help you if you get stuck. But what the Connect box does is allows us to, as our own company, provide an area on our own website for customers to enter the session code into. So whether it's islonline.com or mycompany.com, the point is that that code gets into that box. We click Join and I am once again connected. Now the very last thing that's more customer side oriented is ISL Lite Client, and then we'll move into the more advanced stuff. But ISL Lite Client, not to be confused with ISL Lite, is a little file that can be found on our downloads page. And what this little guy can do is just sit on our customer's desktop. That way, if we need to connect to them more often than once or twice a year, they can just enter the session code right there. And I'm in. Alright, now for the promised advanced stuff, session invitation. So once we started a new session, let's just click Invite. What this does is open a menu with what is by default an email invitation, but we can also choose to go with code or link. On top of that, we get to actually pre-configure the session to behave a certain way in advance. So for example, if I would like to share my screen instead of theirs, I can select Share My Screen. And then here we have some quality options, prioritizing quality, prioritizing speed, all depends on the internet connection. And since I'm sharing my screen with the customer just to show them something, I'll go ahead and leave keyboard and mouse control disabled. Don't worry, they can request it later. Finally, I can fill out the report information if needed, such as the session name, the client's email, and notes. Alright, so let's just paste that client's email into the To field, send that email, and now we wait. The client's going to get an email invitation. Click that link, download and open that file, make sure to click Join when that file opens, and this time they're connected, and well, thanks to the stuff we've configured before, they can't really click or do anything. Unattended access, almost forgot, that's a thing. Now that gets pretty complex, with groups, users, permissions, passwords, deployments, all that kind of stuff, and we do have a lot of documentation on the subject, but in its essence, add the computer to our list by clicking Set Unattended Access, providing that code to the customer, or email invitation, or our favorite, link. And just like with one-time sessions, we ask them to click the link, open the downloaded file, install ISL Always On, set a nice, lengthy, but easy to remember password, and just wait for that computer to show up in our list. When we see it, we click it, type in the password, click Connect, boom. Now all of that is just fine when I'm on my main device. But what if I'm on holiday or on my home device or any device where I just really can't afford to make myself too comfortable? Well, that's where we just use islonline.com. The Sessions tab has a one-time session button available to us. Hidden tip, click the arrow and try out New Session in Browser. Pretty self-explanatory, no downloads, clean desktop. We offer that both for one-time sessions as well as the unattended computers in our list. Just type in the password and we're in. Okay, final tip. Did you know that ISL Lite can be used to launch Microsoft's Remote Desktop Protocol? RDP for short. Let's head over to one of the computers in ISL Lite, click on the menu of a computer, and select Connect via RDP localhost. Type in the computer's ISL password, and then the Windows credential of the remote machine. Hit Enter, yes to that, and here we go. This is an RDP connection, launched through ISL Lite. It takes a little setting up in the Windows and the ISL Always On settings, but once that's done, we get all the benefits of a peer-to-peer connection, combined with ISL Lite's security layer without any VPN tunneling or firewall changes. This makes remote printing available, and more importantly, audio and video playback easy and seamless, and the remote resolution is pristine just like ours. So that's all the ways we can connect using ISL Online's remote desktop software. Remember that live chat button is right there waiting for you, and see you in the next video.